Hello dear, welcome. In this video, I am going to present the explanation of the transcript of the speech given by Mr. George Bernard Shaw, one of the eminent dramatists, a playwright from England. Let me give you the background of it. The BBC had formed a committee consisting of different eminent personalities from different walks of life. That is, some were professors from Oxford University, some were playwrights like George Bernard Shaw, and some were writers. So like this, different people were there whose English was better. And George Bernard Shaw says that he was taken in the committee because he used to correct the speech of the actors. Therefore, it was taken for granted that Bernard Shaw knew good English, or you can say a better English. The committee was to make a standardized English so that the employees of BBC should speak in the same way. And that should be like a model all over the world. That was their intention. But he says that even the members of that committee whose English is supposed to be better do not speak in the same way. Their accent also is different. An Irishman doesn't speak like a Welsh man. Definitely it is not possible. Even the members of the committee do not pronounce common words like yes and no in the same way. Everybody pronounces it differently, but it is presentable. So when you listen to the speech of these people, committee members, that time you definitely come to know that he is a cultured man and it is very pleasant to listen. That is what is required. Considering this, is it possible to make a perfect English? No, it is not possible. So, there could be only presentable English. That's what they were doing. At the outset, George Bernard Shaw tells us how to use the gramophone first. If the speed of the gramophone is not proper, then the voice heard will not be same. Therefore, he emphasizes that before we start listening to a disc, we have to adjust the speed of the gramophone. Now, he gives his own example. When he had gone to a shop to buy a disc of the speech of Ramsay MacDonald, the British Prime Minister. When the operator put that in the gramophone and started, that time it was totally different. It was as if somebody is complaining about something, he is very angry. So speech was, and very sharp voice it was. It was like this.
Ladies and gentlemen, I speak to you of the Labour Party, its ideals and its immediate objects. But first of all, let me welcome the goodly company of new electors whom we have long striven to get on the register.
Then he said, no, this cannot be Ramsay MacDonald, because he has heard him already. He knows how his voice is. But the operator argues that it is Ramsay MacDonald only, because he shows the sticker and there it is printed that it is Ramsay MacDonald. Then he says, okay, it may be Ramsay MacDonald, but no, it is not, because he has to adjust the screw. Then he himself adjusted the screw till he heard Ramsay's voice. That is this one.
Ladies and gentlemen, I speak to you of the Labour Party, its ideals and its immediate objects. But first of all, let me welcome the goodly company of new electors whom we have long striven to get on the register.
See, now what a difference it is. Therefore, first itself he says to adjust the screw. Next, he tells his own listener, now if you are listening to me, if my voice is 70 years old, deep Irish and very pleasant voice, then only it is mine. Otherwise, if it is like this.
Let me introduce myself, Bernard Shaw. I am asked to give you a specimen of spoken English. But first, let me give you a warning. You think you are hearing my voice. But unless you know how to use your gramophone properly, what you are hearing may be something grotesquely unlike any sound that has ever come from my lips.
Then definitely it is not mine, he says. He then says that he considers the listener to be from a foreign country and he wishes to come to England or America or Australia. Or maybe sometimes it is British citizen whose English is not perfect. So he wants to learn good English so that he can get the job in London. So there, if you know a presentable English, then only one could get the job in London. Therefore, it may be that person also. That is, it may be a foreigner or a person from England itself, but not knowing proper English. So any one of them could be the listener now. So for them, he addresses and tells candidly that there is nothing like a perfect English, he says. That is the crux of or core of this speech. There is no perfect English, there is no model English. It is only a presentable English. Because he says that the people, those who are in the committee, all of them do not speak in the same way. Their accent also differs. So therefore, there is no perfect English, there is only a presentable English. So therefore, you don't have to bother about speaking a perfect English. That should be taken out from the minds. As you cannot take any particular person as the model, you can just follow somebody or you can follow all of them. And when you speak the English, what they speak, definitely you can be taken as a man having some personality. Next, George Bernard Shaw confesses that even he himself cannot speak in the same way every time. So his speech also differs. Shaw further says that what we speak inside the house is not same as what we speak outside. Definitely it differs. He says when he speaks to his wife, he is careless. That means he doesn't take the care of speaking as when he is speaking to an audience or outside in the office. That speech is different and this speech is different. So here he is little bit careless. Sometimes so very short he speaks. For example, when he wants to ask what is the time, then he asks what o'clock it is. This should be the thing. But he only says clock it is, like that. Because it is a wife. She can understand. And then she replies also. And even his wife also speaks in a very short manner. Therefore, when he doesn't follow her, that time he would ask, what did you say? So this happens at least 3 to 4 times while taking the breakfast. So here he means to say that we are very careless when we speak to the family members. And we are very careful when we speak to the audience giving the speech, because every one of them should understand. Therefore, the clarity should be there. Whenever he repeats that word, what did you say? Then his wife says, that he is going deaf. He is not listening the things properly. Then he said that could be even right also, because he has already crossed 70 years. Maybe that he has become little deaf. So this also, there is a difference. Another instance he gives. So if we want to know that the speech made inside and outside is different, he tells us to make an experiment. When a family has come to your house as guests, when they are inside the room and talking to themselves and the door is closed, you go very near to the door and keep your ears at the keyhole and listen. Of course, this is not a good thing to do. It's not a good manners to listen to somebody's speech. But to know whether there is any difference when they speak to themselves in the family and when they speak to outsiders. So only for that purpose, only for a few seconds you can listen to. He says definitely there is a difference that we can easily make out. And further, he says that he is addressing only the foreign audience. He advises the foreign listeners not to speak very good English, he says. Because if a foreigner wants to imitate the native speakers, that means he wants to talk like an Englishman with the same accent, very good sentences if he uses, then definitely he won't be heard. That means people won't respond because they don't understand properly. He says 999 out of 1,000 people in England speak bad English, he says. Therefore, it is not necessary to speak very good English. It is better to communicate with the broken English. For that, he gives an example. If you want to inquire where is Charing Place, then in order to show that you know better English, or you might think that if you speak very good English, these people would understand and they will easily respond to you. If you think like that and ask like this, will you have the goodness, sir, to direct me to the railway terminus at Charing Cross? Definitely people won't respond to you if you speak like this. He says, better you ask like this. Hello, railway terminus, Charing Cross. Where? Which way? This is better. And he says, definitely if you ask like this, they immediately respond you because they understand that you are a foreigner. 4 or 5 people will come to you for your help. So therefore he says, it is better you speak a broken English so that you are heard better or you get a better response. Though it seems to be very funny, but it is the truth.